Welcome back to the EAM Crypto channel. Hope you're having a good Friday night. And tonight I am going to give what I think is a really strong use case for why DeFi is something that you just have to be a part of. I absolutely love this space. There's nothing more fun for me in crypto than DeFi. The ups are very high, the downs are very low, but it's been a really cool, fun ride. Even if I was just break even for the last 3 months, I would still love it. To be completely honest, as you guys have seen from some of the calls, it's been really good. It's been incredibly profitable, but it's been hard. There's been a lot to learn, a lot of nuances, and it's just so different than just going to Coinbase, picking a couple alts that the charts look good, and just letting things ride. This is a lot more interactive. You feel like you're part of the action, and it's a really cool community. Discord's always hopping. There's always someone to talk to. Met some of the coolest people in DeFi, and it's been a really cool ride. So today, and this is not a paid advertisement to show Arctic Fox in any way, shape, or form. They don't even know I'm doing this video. I'm sure Austin will appreciate that I'm doing this video, but they don't know that I'm doing this video. What I'm going to do is show you guys why I think that this is the perfect use case, the perfect example of how you can completely screw something up in DeFi. You can make all the wrong moves, or not all the wrong moves. You can make some big wrong moves. But still, if you do things right on the back end, you can still be okay. So I'm just going to jump into it, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video because I think it's pretty cool. All right, so let's jump into the PowerPoint first. What did I do here? Well, I bought Arctic Fox shares, we'll just say Fox shares, at $55 to $61 a few weeks ago. It's been a bit. It really has been a bit. So invested $3,000. And all I did was dip. And like a dumbass, I should not have done it. I should have waited for things to kind of bottom out more. I should have waited instead of trying to catch a falling knife. At the time, there was certain reasons why I felt like it wasn't a falling knife, but that's another discussion. But to make a long story short, the asset just kept dropping and dropping and dropping and dropping. And then I DCA'd for another 2K around $14. And thinking that was a pretty nice spot. It really seemed to have bottomed out, but then it bottomed some more. I mean, this asset went down a lot lower than that. And make a long story short, my total investment, even though my initial investment was $5,000, is really now only $4,075. So let me explain. So what I did is I took profit, or it wasn't profit because I was down. I've been down the whole time. I reduced my exposure to risk with this asset. You know, I do believe in the protocol. I believe in Austin. I love all things about this project, but I did reduce my exposure to it little by little. I kind of felt like a 5,000 was so big for an asset that kept dropping. So what I did is along the way with my rewards, I would take out a little bit here, a little bit there. Never took out a ton at once, just a little here, a little there to reduce my exposure. So with the rewards, whether it was the boardroom printing or whether it was from on the farm with my single stake Fox, printing Fox shares and then using the Fox shares to reward my USDC, or I guess Joe and then USDC, I reduced my exposure by almost $1,000, to be exact, $925. So right now that's the break even, is $4,075. And as I stated a few minutes ago, we purchased about $3,000 worth at 55 to 61. I just can't remember. I think it was 61, but I can't remember. And then another 2,000 around 14. And like I stated a second ago, our total all in right now is 4,075 because we've taken out rewards. We haven't lessened our positions. We just use the rewards very carefully. So let's see where things stand right now. This is where things get really interesting. So right now the asset is trading at $10.12. It got as high as 24. I didn't sell much here. I sold some of my rewards, but I didn't want to sell a ton. I could have just cashed out for a big profit there, almost 50% winner, despite the fact that I bought at levels much higher than that for the most part. But I didn't. I believe in the protocol. I want to keep being a part of this community. I want to keep supporting the protocol. I think that it's got ways to go. As you can see here, I mean, I think we could easily keep going and going and going, but we'll see what happens. But to make a long story short, this is where I'm at right now. So I had these in the boardroom because I think we're about to get over peg again. And right now we have about 2,900. As you can see, I don't have any Fox earned. I just claimed them about 2 hours and 55 minutes ago. I claimed them. And but what I'm trying to state here is that we're at 2,900 is what my 285.86 Fox shares are worth, right? So we'll just say 2,900. And then in the farm, in my single stake Fox, I have, I've earned $1.07 in the last 2 hours. That APR got really low. It's been daily APR has been closer to like 2.2%, but it's a lot lower now. But we're right there at 1353. So just real quick, 1353 plus, what did I say? I think I said here. We'll just be exact. Plus 2892. That puts us at 4,245. 4,245. All right, so 4,245, and our all-in is 4,075. So yeah, that is amazing. We are now up, despite the fact that we're up by what, $170? Yeah, we're now up, and we're in a situation where we can start really doing really well. I mean, once this gets over peg, it looks like it's about to. I'm gonna guess it will do it. It's been over peg quite a bit. I think last epoch was the first epoch it wasn't over peg in about 24 hours. We'll start printing at 7% almost of 2,900. Not bad. And we're gonna keep printing over here a little bit. I mean, we don't have a ton that's gonna 1,002 Fox shares at a little bit less than 1%. That's still going to, do a little bit, but it will help. It will help. Day after day, it compounds. It adds up. So yeah. So how is this for use case? I mean, just think about that. I know I keep repeating myself, but making those trades at those levels of $55 to $61, and then my DCA at $14. The asset is right now at $10.12, and I'm up on my investment. And honestly, I could have done a lot better. Last night when it shot up, I saw it. I could have sold a bunch. I really could have, but I think that would have hurt the protocol, and I just didn't want to. And that could have really set myself up to really be up. I could have just cashed it all out then and said, oh wow, I'm up a couple of grand. But we're just going to keep doing the right thing. We're going to keep using the Fox that the boardroom produces to keep adding to our Fox stake. We'll take some rewards as well, little by little, to reduce our exposure to risk. But now it's profit. Now it's no longer reducing exposure to risk. I mean, now it's actual profit. And then with the Fox shares that we have earned via the single stake Fox, I'm kind of going to base it off what's happening, how much I'm going to redistribute back into the boardroom, or how much I'm going to actually sell for profits. And it all depends. So one thing that I did do along the way that I did want to call out that I thought I did really well is when I was charting it, I kind of used the chart and I was using every metric possible to try to figure out the best time to take profits versus not take profits. And I think that worked out pretty well. And again, I keep repeating myself, but it was more of reducing the exposure to risk off an asset that was looking all sorts of scary. But I really do think that I did a good job there, and where I wasn't really hurting my position, but still taking out some profits. And I did it, and a lot of times when you see these wicks, that's when I was doing that. So I did want to call that out. It wasn't just one of those things where I was just blindly letting the protocol do its thing. I was kind of playing it from that perspective, but doing it in a way that's good for the community. It's good for the protocol. I don't want to be seen as a villain. In the past, I gotta admit, I did that a lot with Snowy Owl, for example. I swing traded the shit out of it, made a ton of money. I made I made so much money last month, probably the most money I've ever made in crypto in 1 month. And it was, a lot of you might think, oh, it's because you're doing these paid promotions. That was a tiny little bit of it. A tiny percentage of what I made. It was probably about 80% plus on my swing trades, and I'm just smart farming and just farming the right way. I got to give a shout out to DK. He's helped me out a lot with farming and just being smarter. He's the one that kind of showed me the trick of mini verse dollar. I mean, good God, that's a moneymaker. So yeah, I just wanted to call that out though. It wasn't all blind. And again, last night, all I did is take some rewards up here. I could have sold a bunch. Probably should have sold some, but I just didn't want to break my position. I actually want to get closer to over 300 Fox shares, and then that's when I'll really kind of chill out with trying to accumulate more via rewards, and then start taking more profit little by little. And hopefully it'll be profit and not reducing exposure to risk, because I really want to make sure that I show the differentiation between those two things. I don't know if that's a thing in DeFi or if that verbiage is a thing. I'm making this shit up. I am. But I'm just trying to bring my own perspective and my own way of doing things. Guys, I'm not a financial advisor. You guys know that by now. I'm just showing you my moves and just letting you know why I love this space so much. So hope this helps, and I will see you guys soon. Take care.